Aloha guys, I'm here to talk about the strength of the PCH custom conventional rod. Now I have a extra heavy, which is the one that is on right now. So why get a heavy? I just got this one. Alright, I started off with this one right here. This is the extra heavy PCH custom rod at 7.5 inches. 7 foot 6 inches, sorry. And I matched it up with the Makaira 10,000 spinner. But I found that for the last year while I'm using this, it works great. It's just that I'm not getting much feel because the rod is extremely strong. I didn't think an extra heavy rating would actually mean that much to a one-piece rod. This is a one-piece rod. It actually means a lot. The rod was built so well that the extra heavy rating on this would equal up to like a 2 or 3x on any ordinary rod. So I found that the rating here was pretty extreme, and for my Makaira 10,000 spinner, and when I go out plugging using 2 to 3 ounce plugs, oh man, it was just the rod. I wasn't getting the feel I wanted. I mean, when I was casting, I can cast far, but I wasn't getting the sensitivity more than anything else, and it felt like this rod was overpowering the reel, even though the reel is one hell of a strong reel. So I went and ordered another rod. This is another PCH one piecer. This is a heavy setting, not an extra heavy. 7 foot 6, one piece, and I'm going to be using this one for the 10,000 Makaira, basically because it's a heavy. It's one rating less, okay. And this Makaira here is rated for 55-pound max drag. I've already have an order a Makaira 20,000, the next step up, which is rated for 66 pound max drag. So when I get that, it's going to be mated with this original rod right here. So I'm going to put the 20,000 onto this rod, which is the extra heavy, and this reel right here, the 10,000, will go on this blank. That would be such a great mating because for this one here, they're heavy. This reel right here, the 10,000, will be such a good mate for this in terms of strength. And on this reel, I would say there's nothing wrong with it. It can stay where it's at, but I want to match it up perfectly. And plus, it'd be nice, especially if I go trolling or go out at night. I can go out with 2 of these one-piece rods, one with a 20,000, one with a 10,000 Makaira. Not too many things can overpower that. I've learned something about these PCH one-piece rods that I like to share with you so you can save some money, is that they're strong. They're extremely strong. They're actually underrated for what you're getting. So this one here, like I said, this is the heavy. For any other type of rod, this would be an extra heavy or a 2X. So you have to keep that in mind. I've learned because for this, my original setup here, the extra heavy, this one here, the extra heavy with the 10,000, the rod was too strong. It's better off on the heavy. All right. Now, these one piecers, or some of them are 2 though. Some are 2, but most of them are one piecers. And I found that the charter boats for tunas off Southern California, they use these as the rentals for rail rods. So they just sit on the edge of the rail and they hold onto it. That's how strong these things really are. Why are these rods so strong? 24-ton carbon blanks, and then you have UFR, ultimate flex reinforcement, and what that is roughly in the upper third part of the rod here towards the tip. They use longitudinal fibers, so the fibers will go like that, going all the way up, coming down, and that increases the hoop strength of the rod. It's going to increase the strength from 300 to 400% more. So that doesn't mean that you're going to be high sticking, have the rod straight up and down to bring in your fish. You still got to keep it down at about a 45-degree angle roughly. So that is the reason why these things are so strong. You know what? I started using Akuma maybe, when Sports Authority was around, about maybe started 10 years ago. And I watched them grow. I mean, I was a young lad when I started with Penn, then I went to Daiwa, and then on to Shimano, and I used just about everything that was out there. We all did. And I watched Okuma start as a fledgling company and starting to grow. At the time, I didn't know they were also a milling company. They were milling the parts for other companies. I did not realize that. But Okuma watched. They had associations with Tiburon, with other companies, and they made parts. And they were smart. They watched. They saw what was happening. They formed coalitions where they actually got together with other companies to form new rods and reels. And right now, they are the third largest manufacturer out there. Says a lot, right, for a fledgling company. So I'm sticking with Akuma. I like Akuma. For what you're getting in terms of the rods and the reels, you look at what other companies charge. They charge a lot for roughly the same thing, and it's because they have bigger names. But Akuma's getting up there, and sticking with Akuma is actually saved me some money, because when I used to go out and buy the more expensive Japanese brands, it was kind of painful. So my pocketbook can't handle that much, and people were suffering. Mainly me and my family was suffering because I went out and bought things that I shouldn't have bought. But I got smarter now, so I'm spending a lot less to get the same type of products or better. So that's all I want to say. The PCH rods are animals, okay? And because I learned with the PCH rods that you have to downplay your ratings. If you think you need a double X, you just need a single X. If you need a extra heavy, you really need just a heavy. Learn by my mistake. I learned the hard way, all right? But thank you, and see you later.